Strike on the landing ground.
Thank you for joining us. You are listening to A Radio, and this is the Morning Moment. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. What I want to get over here to everybody, be it in Canada, America, Britain, wherever, that Jeremy Corbyn is not a socialist in the traditional sense of the word. He is in fact a communist. And for those of you who cannot remember, and obviously a lot of you can't, the days of the Labour Party in power, I'm talking about in the 70s, and I only remember them vaguely, the damage that the unions did, the damage that the socialists did to the infrastructure and to the psyche of the British public should not soon be forgotten. If Jeremy Corbyn comes to power and enacts the things he's talking about, the winter of discontent that I'm going to talk about in a minute will be just a blip, because renationalising things, taxing everybody with the money and redistributing it, which is Socialism 101 in reality, never ever works, because people with money can flee. People with money can hide it. And why shouldn't they? It's their money. It's just envious socialists who think that your money, my money, is their money, which it's not. And this fake socialist, who's really a communist, reads this Mask of Anarchy from Percy Bysshe Shelley, and it's based on the uprising of people in Manchester in a period of time. But you need to look at that in context. And he quotes it, and I've got links to it. It'll be on my website. And he quotes this bit at the end: "Rise like lions after slumber in unvanquishable number. Shake your chains to earth like dew, which in sleep had fallen on you. Ye are many, they are few." Well, that's very nice. It sounds really fancy. But here's the problem. Jeremy Corbyn is a communist. His ideology does not believe in freedom. Let me say that again. The leader of the so-called Democratic Labour Party in the UK does not believe in the right for you to choose. Do not be fooled. Do not be fooled. He wants to nationalise the railroad. He wants to get rid of national defence. Make no mistake, yes he does. He wants to attack all the wealth creators, because he thinks by nationalising everything that all will be well. I am currently working on a video that will give you a visual of what Britain was like in the 70s and what socialism really means. So please look out for that, because audio alone does not do it justice. But in the meantime, do your own research on Jeremy Corbyn, on who he really is, where he really comes from. He is a socialist, Marxist, communist activist, and he does not have the UK's best interests at heart. But here's a few examples of what the winter of discontent was about, which was Labour's finest hour. If you don't remember that, there was the 3-day week. That was in the 70s. And in the late 70s comes the winter of discontent. The power workers strike, the miners strike. Those are just a few things, okay? But in the winter of discontent, there was a garbage dispute. And it was all about the Labour Party. And the Labour Party at the time were hook in glove with the unions. You can see links, and if you look up winter of discontent, you'll see there was a 3-phase program at the time to try and keep inflation under control, because in February 1974, inflation in the UK was officially at 26.9%. 26.9%. Think about that. That's years of Labour government. That's years of giving away free money. It never works. It never works. It resulted in people trying to bust the wages controls that they put on. The first company that had to bust it was Ford, then Vauxhall, which is General Motors. Then the truck drivers went on strike. And then after this guy came back from the Bahamas of a G8 conference, he was attending a press conference and basically inferred that there were no problems in the country. This is what the future of Britain's going to be like. There's no strikes. There's nothing going on. There's nothing to see. Even to the extent there was a gravediggers strike. A gravediggers strike. Think about that. The country was in absolute freefall. There was no food in the stores. People had no money. People were at their wits' end. The lights were going dark. I'm sorry to paint such a black and dark future, but if Corbyn gets in, Britain faces nothing less than this. Nothing less, if not worse, because he is a communist and he believes that What's yours is his, and what's his is his own. They are dangerous, dangerous people. Redistribution of wealth, that means take all your money away and give it to somebody else, because you're rich and you don't deserve it. Join us next time and we will tell you who he has been talking to and how he gets his support and much, much more. That's in part 2 of Jeremy Corbyn. And stay tuned and look out for my YouTube video coming soon concerning what socialism really is about. You can find more at aradio.wordpress.com, where you can find links to us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, Gab and email. We are continuing to reach out to you, so please pass on the links. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. You can listen to all my morning moments at Spreaker.com under A Radio, that's EHRADIO, A Radio, and please click on the like button. And you can find all my podcasts and morning moments at aradio.wordpress.com and click on the Morning Moments tab.